My husband pushed the adoption papers back across the table and said, "I'm not putting my name on something defective." The word fell between us like a body. Defective. The lawyer froze with his pen in the air. The clock on the wall kept ticking, loud and wrong. My husband did not look at me. He studied the edge of the paper as if it had insulted him first. I kept my hands folded. I kept my face still. "Say that again," I said. He leaned back, annoyed. "You know what I mean. I'm not signing for a child with problems." Problems. A safer word. A word designed to hide cruelty. The lawyer muttered something about rescheduling. My husband stood up. The meeting ended. On the way home, he talked about traffic, about work, about being tired. He did not talk about what he had said. Neither did I. That night, I lay awake beside him and listened to his breathing. I felt nothing. Not anger, not sadness, only a slow, careful alertness. Because that word wasn't about the child, it was about blood. In the days that followed, memories rearranged themselves. The way he avoided children in public, the way he flinched when babies cried, the way he never touched the adoption brochures on the counter, and something else began to glow in the dark. His phone never left his pocket. He took calls in the garage. He started leaving work early on Thursdays. One evening while he showered, his phone buzzed on the nightstand. A name I didn't know, a message preview I didn't ask for. "You promised you wouldn't tell her." I didn't open it. I didn't need to. Betrayal does not knock, it leaks. I began to understand what defective meant to him. Not illness, inheritance. I became quiet. Quiet makes people careless. I scheduled a fertility follow-up and requested a full genetic panel. I framed it as closure. The nurse framed it as hope. The results would take weeks. During that time, I watched him, not with emotion, with interest. I checked the phone bill. One number appeared every afternoon at the same time. I drove past his office on my lunch break. His car was not there. I traced the number to an address by the river, a brick townhouse with white curtains, small shoes by the door. I waited in my car. At 3:47 p.m. he arrived. He didn't knock. He used a key. When I got home, I asked him how his day was. "Busy," he said. He didn't say whose child he had just kissed goodnight. The test results came in a thin envelope. My genes were clean. No markers, no risks. The problem had never been me. I made copies. I printed phone records. I took pictures of his car outside the townhouse. I placed everything into a neat folder. I cooked dinner, set the table, waited. After we ate, I slid the folder across to him. "What's this?" he asked. "Read." His hands shook as he turned the pages. The color left his face slowly, like a sunset. "This isn't what you think," he said. "It's exactly what I think." Silence pressed against the walls. "She needed help," he whispered. "With a child." I leaned forward slightly. "Your child." His eyes collapsed inward. "I didn't want a defective one," he said. There was the truth. Not about health, about control. The next afternoon I went to the townhouse. A woman opened the door with a toddler on her hip. My husband's eyes, my husband's mouth. "I'm his wife," I said. Her face folded. We sat at her kitchen table. The child stacked plastic blocks between us. I told her everything, slowly, carefully, like reading medical results. "He said you couldn't have children," she said. I smiled. "He said you were a mistake." We understood each other without speaking further. By Friday, his firm had the evidence: affair, expense fraud, company lies. By Monday, his name was off the building. At home, I packed his things into boxes and left them in the garage. When he came back, the house no longer belonged to him. "You destroyed me," he said. I met his eyes. "You started it." 2 weeks later, the adoption agency called again. Another child, another file, another beginning. I said yes without hesitation. The house is quiet now, not empty, honest. Sometimes I remember the word defective, how easily he used it, how small it made him. Blood does not build a family. Truth does. He lost his reputation, his secrets, and his power. I lost my fear. That was the only thing worth inheriting.